Hi everybody, welcome to Sugar Pie Knits, episode 1. Episode 1. This is our first time doing this, so excuse our nerves and just bear with us. We've been thinking for a long time about what we'd want to do as a side
Especially
thing.
you.
Yeah, well, and you too.
Yeah.
Because we both still do work full time. So, Mom, this is my mother, Brenda, and I'm Sarah. We'll get into introductions a little bit more after we talk a little bit more about Sugar Pie Knits. So we've created this because we love to knit, we love to bake, we love to sew, craft, DIY. So yeah, we didn't know exactly what venture to pursue. And personally, I decided knitting was the place for me because I'm just recently off a year mat leave, and
But with me, like I started knitting years ago and left it, and I'm recently come back because of your influence.
Oh, because of me? Get out of here.
And my other daughter as well.
Yes, Jessica. So on my mat leave, I did a lot of quilting, thinking that would be kind of where I would find what I was looking for, but I kind of realized that I'm not as good of a quilter as I wish I was. And knitting is a lot easier to take with you wherever you want to go, pick up, put down.
You have instant gratification, or like you see instant results, where a quilt sometimes it's like months in the project.
Yes, that is so true. So true. And quilting for the most part is expensive, more expensive. I mean, knitting can be expensive, but quilting a little bit more. So we created Sugar Pie Knits to encourage other people to knit. We are in Moncton and Riverview, New Brunswick. So there's a really fun knitting community out there that we really wanted to be part of, and these videos are I think you're shaking the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
That's okay.
Or I should say sugar.
Yeah, sugar. Yeah, so welcome, and we really hope to be some inspiration to all of you watching. If you're a beginner knitter, we encourage you to just keep pushing through.
We could have a like button.
Actually, I don't know. With YouTube you subscribe, and yeah, I don't know. Yes, you do like videos. So, maybe I'm shaking the table. I'm gonna move it back a little bit. I think it was me. Sorry, Mom.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mom, do you want to talk a little bit about, I don't know, introduce yourself and how you did
I'm
start
Brenda.
knitting?
I'm the mama. I have two girls.
And a Grammy.
Two girls, Sarah and my daughter Jessica, who lives out of town in another province. She'll be home soon visiting for the summer, which is awesome because she's bringing her husband and her three children.
Yay.
So that'll be a lot of fun. I do work full time, as Sarah said. My husband and I live in the Riverview Moncton area. And we're just going to see how this goes and have a lot of fun with it.
Exactly.
On that note,
I'm going to grab my wine. Is that what you were grabbing or you're knitting?
Cheers to the
Cheers.
launch.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
So this is Mom's wine. What do we have here, Mom?
Oh, it's one. I'm a cheapy wine drinker, but
Not always.
not always. But I love it. It's Trapiche Malbec. I think it's
yummy.
isn't it Australia? I can't remember.
Argentina.
I knew it started with an A and ended with an A.
Yes. That's true. Australia and Argentina do have that in common.
Yeah, it's quite good. I love it. Anyway, so
yeah.
where do
Okay.
you want to go?
So if you don't know already, we have a website, www.sugarpieknits.com. We're on Ravelry also as Sugar Pie Knits, and you'll find a lot of the patterns that we're going to be talking about on there, and we hope to establish a group on there soon enough because we'd like to host some knit-alongs.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I know when I first started those KALs, I'm like,
Yeah, what's a KAL?
But knit along.
Knit along, yeah. There's a bunch of acronyms. Is that what it's called? Not acronyms. Yeah, like WIPs.
Work in progress.
And FOs or FOs for finished objects, which we are working on. What else do we have? We hope to have Instagram and Facebook up shortly, and of course YouTube is where you'll find this video, and our channel is called Sugar Pie Knits, so please subscribe to us if you want to follow along on our journey. So what are you working on?
Well, just recently I was in Halifax, picked up some sock yarn, and the label is somewhere here. Excuse me for reaching down.
Where'd you go? Oh, see the crow back there? I don't know where to point because of the camera. That's Mom's crow.
I love crows.
Yeah.
Yeah, love crows.
He was inside and we took him
It's
outside.
sock yarn. It's made in, I think it's Germany.
Yeah.
Superwash wool.
It's pretty.
Yeah, H&W Germany. Made in Italy for H&W
So you got that at
Germany.
LK Yarns? Or?
Yeah, in what do you call
Hydrostone.
that? Hydrostone district, which
Nice.
is very, very nice.
That yarn
in
store
Halifax.
is fall.
And isn't
so
there a
nice.
history with that in Halifax, where the
Something
only
with the Halifax explosion.
building still stayed standing in the north end during the Halifax explosion? Something like that.
And I'm not sure. Either that or they built that area after the
yarn.
explosion.
Love it. Feel
So
it.
pretty.
Squishy, squishy.
Are these socks for you?
I think so, because
So-
I'm knitting them quite small.
Are you doing the pattern that... No.
No, I'm doing
It's a label.
Rose City Rollers, which will be a nice summer sock. Went kind of blurry there. And it's got the partridge heel
Ooh,
and the
pretty.
top rolls like this, which I like instead of having a cuff. Well, I had more done the other night, and then my husband was talking to me when I was turning the heel, and I had to frog some, so I just started again today after work. So hopefully
started
by
that-
next week I'll have more. Next episode I'll have more to show. There's my cute little stitch marker. A progress keeper, I should say. So the pattern for the Rose City Rollers are a free pattern on Ravelry by Mara, M-A-R-A, Catherine Bryson or Brine.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll put the link. Maybe you could put the link up, Sarah. Rose City Rollers, and they're really cute. They make a nice shorty sock for a sneaker.
I've actually never made a sock before.
Oh my gosh.
Never known.
I'm gonna try it. There's addictive. Some people have what they call the second sock syndrome. They make one and they can't
That would
make
be
the
me.
other.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
No.
Because
That's
I like to
I
knit
don't.
things that's only one of. I like scarves, hats, shawls, shirts.
Well, maybe you can do it 2 at a time. I tried that. I didn't like the 2 at a time so much.
Yeah,
It was
so
too
Jessica
much
does.
friggin' entangling up with the yarn. So
I feel like the
that's-
sun is setting in our video, is it?
That's okay, Sarah.
Okay.
It's fine. It probably is. It's probably going to be right behind us in about 10
It's
minutes.
a beautiful night.
Okay, so that's that. Do you want to go now, or do you want me to show another? I have 2 more to show.
Go ahead. You can show another one.
Another WIP or another finished project? I think those are finished. I just finished them.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay. These are, they're called Vampolka.
Those are pretty.
They're like wrist warmers. And this is my first time at doing the stranded color work. So I taught myself how to weave in. I'll turn it wrong side out here so you can see. How to weave in the ends instead of having those long, what do you
Oh, where the
call
bands are
those?
like stretched across and it makes it really tight. Yeah, these aren't they aren't like tight, you know?
No, they go on this way. And you can make them like 3 different colors. It called for a different color here, but I thought I'd do it the same for
A different color where?
pair. Right at the tip. But I thought I'd just do 2 colors.
I like this little detail on the top here. It's pretty.
Which is really neat. It looks like a picot, but it's not. It's
a
just
picot?
a yarn over, and then you fold it. You fold it down, and it makes that cute little. It's very, very fun. Yeah, love
pretty.
it.
Weren't
Nice
you making
wrist roll.
another pair of these too?
Oh, that's my other one down there.
Oh.
But it doesn't have to be all about me. You could show something.
No, I love it. This is kind of like a honeycomb.
Yeah, love them. But you know, somehow.
So is this
I
pattern free on
Yeah,
Ravelry?
Ravelry. It's Vampolka by Melanie
Berg.
Berg, and her name on Ravelry is Marilyn.
She's on Instagram too. Do you follow Instagram much?
No, Instagram.
my
I'm
goodness.
very
No?
limited.
Instagram has such a wonderful community of
I find these
of knitters and crochet.
I find these are great though. Like at work, if your hands get cold, the air conditioning, like if you're typing or doing whatever. And they would look really cool under a jean jacket.
Yeah, a jean jacket. For spring.
Okay, sweetie.
And fall. I'll show, you've seen this before, I think, Mom, eh? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a shawl I finished during my mat leave. It's actually a much brighter blue than what it's showing on the screen, eh? Don't you find, Mom? Like real versus...
Yeah, but everybody's screen will be different according to what resolution or whatever the word is.
I love shawls. They're so much fun to make.
But you know what? Shawls, you can put them on like as a wrap. If you wear like a sleeveless dress in the summer, in the evening, they're really nice.
Yeah. I only really ever wore it that way. And then I saw somebody else wearing one like almost like a scarf. Whoop.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. You could wear it as a scarf in the winter.
This one is the largest one I've ever made, and it's not even that large. But I also bought the yarn for this at LK Yarns in Halifax as well.
Yeah, we're limited to our yarn shops here.
Yeah, well, there's Cricket Cove.
The Cricket Cove.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
They're awesome. And
there's one in Shediac. Have you any wool?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been to that one in a long time.
And I find I like this lace work. And isn't that just yarn overs too?
Yep. Super easy if you're looking to have a pattern for your first shawl.
It's what they call mindless knitting, this stockinette stitching.
That's my favorite.
That's where I make the most mistakes.
So this was a free pattern as well by Estelle Yarns.
Hold it up, darling.
It's I have it ripped in two. It's got a lot of wear. That's the top part of it. Look how she's wearing it. It's pretty. It's folded. I'll show you. I'll just kind of hold the two pieces together. See how she's wearing it? That's pretty.
Very nice. It looks.
It's a long one.
It looks exactly like yours, except it's purple.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. I use the same yarn. Yeah. Manos del Uruguay. Yeah, I'm not sure if this pattern would be on Ravelry, but
was that on a round needle, or did you do
circular needle? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Circular needle. But you could do it on straights. There's nothing to stop you from doing that on a straight needle.
I would not do that on a straight needle.
Too many stitches.
Yeah, I just like circular needles. Don't you? I don't remember the last time I knit on straight needles. Or maybe double pointed needles. Nice.
Yeah.
You were
it's
inside out, but that's okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go home with this.
And this is one I made for my daughter. It's smaller. You gave me this pattern.
Yeah, that's Easy Peasy Shawl.
It is Easy Peasy Shawl.
I think there are a few Easy Peasy Shawls on Ravelry, so I can't remember which one it was.
It's Easy Peasy Shawlette. Because I remember I had a hard time finding it too. But Easy Peasy Shawlette. And it's very similar to that one, so I feel like a cheater because I didn't learn anything new.
But this is what they call the spine here.
I know.
Mine's never straight.
I never noticed.
You did a great job. Mine's always messy.
How would it not be straight though?
Well, when you make mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes. But yeah, I really like this one, and I haven't even worn it on her yet. But it's so petite.
Well, if she goes to a wedding, like even next summer, like a little flower girl, or you never know.
That's true. I don't know about that, but yeah. When do you knit, Mom? When do you find the time to knit?
At night, I usually try at least half an hour a night, but sometimes that's difficult. So on the weekends, mostly.
Yeah. I find it important to knit a lot. It's hard though. You're right. You work full time and you're tired, but that's why I like mindless knitting. Because if I'm learning something new, I have to sit there in silence and figure it out.
Don't you say it's good for the brain?
I'd say so. Yeah. So you knit a half hour every night. Yeah, that's just it. I pick away at this stuff.
It's probably more like an hour because, half an hour goes by pretty quickly.
That's true. Yeah. I just knit while I watch TV or something. Do you normally watch TV?
It can be on, but not all the time. I mean, Chuck's usually on his iPad or something.
You knit with your thoughts. There's an ant.
No, we are outside on the deck, so...
So who taught you to knit?
Nanny. I'm my mother. I call her Nanny now that she's been a nanny. Yeah. That's
cool. And you taught me to knit. And Jessica.
All you have to do is teach someone how to knit and purl, and
that's
they take it away.
It's just basic.
right?
Yeah. And that's why we wanted to create Sugar Pie Knits too, was because I have Mom and Jessica to ask all these kinds of knitting questions about and help to pick away at knitting patterns. Not everybody has that, so...
But wouldn't you say we're like long-time beginners? We're still beginners, actually.
For sure. For sure. There's a lot I still haven't done. A lot. But...
What we want to do, eh?
We'll do more and more and more. And share the journey with everybody watching, because I'm sure everybody else wants to do more and more and more too.
Makes me happy.
It's addicting. It's really addicting.
Makes me happy.
And I'm really in the process now of finishing projects. Are you? Because for a long time...
I like to finish my projects. I have a couple of quilts when I was quilting that are not finished.
Well, yeah. Quilting is huge. And you hand stitch everything. Quilt
I
it.
hand quilt it, so that takes a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, but I picked up knitting, like Mom taught me how to knit when I was young, and I picked it up again when I lived in the Annapolis Valley, and I did a lot of incomplete projects. And then when I picked it back up again, I think Jessica, I was like just blown away by how many projects she finishes.
Maybe she could show us some.
Yeah, and she just completes one, before she picks up another one. So...
Well, I'm so busy looking for new projects that I have about like 10 in queue that I'm thinking about doing.
But by the time you actually go to do them, don't you change your mind?
Sometimes, but not really. I pretty well...
I'm distracted like that. Like, I'll think I'll really, really, really want to knit a shirt, and I'll put a bunch of shirts in my library on Ravelry, and then by the time I'm done my project and want to knit something, I'm on to a shawl or something.
And that's okay. What's wrong with that, right?
So, I guess I'll show one more. This is another little... I know, me too. It's so cute. This is another little knit I made for my daughter. It's a little jacket. I can't remember right now the pattern, but it was also free.
And it looks like just a garter stitch.
Yeah, and again, mindless knitting.
And it almost looks like it's pieced, but just the color change,
there's only one. The seam is actually only in the shoulder. That's it.
It's amazing.
That was fun. That was the first time I ever really divided sleeves.
Are you going to button it?
Yeah, I still have to do that. So maybe the next time we film, I'll have buttons on this finally.
Get some funky ones or something.
Buttons are really hard to find in Moncton. Really hard to find.
Yeah, Montreal has a lot of nice button shops.
Yeah.
Weren't you when you were down in Boston too? Wasn't there a button store?
There was a really awesome button store, and we did buy some. But I mean, I don't.
You need a project in mind. Excuse me.
You all right?
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing my shawl. It's cute. It's
I know, makes me cozy.
Where's your wine?
It's over there.
Yeah, so I have a few other projects, but I feel like it's back to you.
No, go for it.
What?
Go for it, dear.
Am I boring you with my shawls? Because this is another shawl. Did I ever show you this yet?
Are you an old lady?
Yeah, I know. Have I ever shown this to you?
I love those colors.
See, I don't know if I like the colors.
I love them.
So this is another shawl.
I love it. It almost looks like one of those circular... Is it a circular shawl?
No. Yeah, it's a half circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those.
So it's a little different shape than my other one. So this is a pattern by Westknits. Have you heard of Westknits?
Mm-mm.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
His stuff is amazing. It's so interesting. Do you find this looks hard? Or no? No, that's a no.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that. I haven't done a half circle shawl yet, but I don't think this part would probably not be too bad. But that's where I'd make all my mistakes. But the holes, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I thought it looked super intimidating. But it's so easy and fast.
Cool.
So easy.
So what's the next row going to be?
The next section is, I don't know right offhand, a mixture of two of these colors, but it's brioche. Have you ever done that?
I've seen it done where when you go to pick up your stitch, you pick up the stitch underneath the stitch that's on the needle.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
Doesn't look difficult.
No, it just takes a bit of practice. So, Westknits, like when you have to buy the pattern, but in each like section he does a little YouTube video to kind of get you started, and he made it look pretty easy, but he recommends you practice first. I'm very impatient. I don't like practicing. Do you?
No.
Oh, maybe
Just
that's just
go
genetic
for it.
then. Yeah. And it's okay to make mistakes and just push through it.
Just like this, eh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Case in point.
exactly. Yeah, so I'm going to start working on this. It's kind of been on the back burner because of I've been trying to get this podcast or video all set up. Yeah. But I really, really want to get back into it because I want to finish it too. But, yeah, I want to see something else you're doing or what you'd like to do or...
Well, I'll give you another
you've
one
done.
that I've just recently completed, and I think this is made from an acrylic yarn that, I'll just show you one, that I got from Have You Any Wool in Shediac. And
I like that one a lot.
It's a wrist warmer, and it's actually a pattern I got from a magazine, but then I tweaked it to what I wanted.
you!
I
That's
like
cool.
that. So I like this ribbing here right at the wrist. Here, I'll put it on and show you here, this way. I like
Nice.
this ribbon here at the wrist, and I made it longer. Again, the office in mind. You get cold. So many girls in the office sometimes freeze.
The air conditioning, yeah.
I haven't weaved in the ends yet, so it looks incomplete. However, yeah, I like it.
I hate weaving in the ends.
I love it.
Oh.
Love it. But so I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but it's a lot of fun.
You love weaving in the
It's
ends?
just
Jessica
like-
likes it too.
It's just like when I used to quilt. People say the worst part is the binding. And then a friend of mine said, I love doing the binding. And I'm like, okay, I guess I love it too.
can like it too.
And
I
it's
can't
just
like
well,
weaving
maybe
in the
now
ends.
you'll love weaving. Cause
I don't know if I had the right tool for it. I had a plastic.
Oh no, you a nice
needle.
metal needle is a lot
Yeah.
better. So I really love this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll show you. Can I show
Oh, you
my
want wine? Oh. Yeah.
I'll show the new yarn that I've got, Sarah.
It's okay. Do you need something? Do you need something?
That's Charlie, my husband.
Do you need something though, Dad?
I love this. I got this at the yarn shop in Halifax. It's Cascade Heathers.
I love Cascade. I love Cascade.
And it's more a worsted weight. I got 2 skeins of that. And this I got in Shediac, which is a worsted weight. And these are all, this is superwash. And this, I think it's 100% wool, if I remember right. 100% Peruvian Highland wool. So I'm thinking maybe a hat with some Fair Isle, or I haven't quite decided yet.
Do some more Fair Isle, yeah.
I love it.
That's
I love
cool.
Fair Isle. Especially when you can weave in the ends, like instead of having all the, what do you have, the carry on?
You'll have to
or
figure out what that's
I can't
called.
remember what it's called.
I have a Fair Isle book, eh?
You do?
You can borrow it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, bring it next time we
It's
do
not.
it. So
It's not for like a hat pattern per se. It's like if you like this Fair Isle pattern, you can adapt this for your hat. You just have to cast on a certain
That's
amount of
what I
stitches.
like.
Yeah.
I don't. Sometimes I follow a pattern to the letter, but sometimes I tweak it to what I want. Love it.
I like it too.
So
That shawl looks nice on you.
I know, I love it. I think that's all I have to show today.
Oh, I should mention that the yarn. You've been saying everything perfectly about yours, and I missed where the yarn was from. This one was from London Wool. That was in past Dieppe, maybe in
on the Monson Road.
Yeah, but she moved to Mahone Bay.
Yeah, Heidi.
Yeah.
She's an awesome fiber artist.
Oh yes, look her up.
Yeah.
Heidi Wolfrat, I think.
Sounds like she's really into it down there. Like,
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I follow her on Instagram too.
she's Scandinavian, isn't she?
I have no idea.
I believe she is.
Really? But yeah, she makes the yarn herself. She has a farm. She used to. I don't know if she still does, but I'd like to go see her again. The crow just spooked me out again.
Where is he?
There he
Oh,
is.
it's a crow.
There's the crow.
Actually,
Hi,
he
crow.
belongs indoors. He's an indoor crow.
We'll bring him back in. Yeah, and this yarn I bought, I didn't say about that either, but this is from LK Yarn, of course, too. We have to really get some Cricket Cove yarn in here next time. because I probably buy my bulk of yarn at Cricket Cove, and I don't have anything here right now.
Yes, like I go there a lot. Sometimes it's just to buy one skein, and sometimes I buy 3 or 4.
I know. I've been trying to do really well since I'm trying to finish my projects. I'm trying not to buy yarn until I have a project in mind. Because I used to go in and just buy yarn, and then it would just, by the time I wanted to actually make something, I wouldn't have enough yarn left.
That's good to do.
Is that what you do?
Most of the time. I do.
You buy yarn for a project.
But then I buy extra.
I caught on to that really. Well, that's smart. Yeah, I get distracted too. I do. But yeah, that's really smart to do. I didn't do that for a very long time. Because like I said, I picked up knitting in Annapolis Valley. And that was in, 2010? So like 8 years ago. And just recently I'm starting to buy yarn. Yes, we should go back. Oh, mosquito. So itchy. Keep itching everything. Yeah. So I'd like to really host a knit along, soon, Would you?
Yes, but it might take a while to get that started. We have to choose a pattern. We have to choose yarn, so they have to stay tuned for that, I guess.
Yes. What do you think you'd like to do? Do you know? I don't want to do socks.
A shawl is pretty.
Yeah, you're just saying what I want to hear.
Do a cowl? I know.
Oh, it's summer. Maybe a shawl is nice for summer.
You know how short our summer is there.
That's true. Okay, well, we'll take suggestions too. If anybody has any suggestions of what they'd like to see or knit along be, you can comment on the video. Yeah, because I'd like to get that up and going too. If anybody has any comments, questions, you can comment on our YouTube video. We also have email too, actually, sugarpieknits@gmail.com. So if you have any questions or would like to see us, because we're just starting this journey, so if you have any advice or if you want to know what our yarn stash looks like or what our future plans for projects look like or our very beginning project, what that was. Do you remember what you first knit? I mean, you were young, probably.
I think they were just like squares.
Square rectangles.
And scarves for the Barbies. Barbies, like long scarves for Barbies.
Same here. I think that's all I knit. That's it. Until I picked it back up again. And then I bought a knitting book to be like, well, Danny loves book shopping, so I would go to the craft section and buy a knitting book. And it was just like different blocks that you can knit, like say 4x4 inch squares.
Nice too. And then
just to learn garter stitch or stockinette stitch or basics. And I did learn cables and stuff, but I didn't know about blocking. So I made all these squares and they weren't the same size.
Fun. I love blocking.
See, I don't like blocking either.
You make a good pair.
Yeah, me too. I'll just knit the items and then you can block it and weave in the ends.
For my blocking,
actually, that's it. That is what you do.
Yeah, I'll show you how I do my blocking. Maybe another episode.
Yes, we could do that.
Simple.
You are really good at blocking.
A lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
Well, Arne and Carlos, the Scandinavian or Norwegian knitters, they do their blocking with an iron.
Really?
Yeah.
Just with steam? I guess it depends on what yarn you're using too. But yeah, we could do little tutorials and that sort of thing. Definitely.
I just love how it looks after it's blocked.
Yeah,
it
is
so
pretty
professional
satisfying.
Looking. Well, semi.
I still have to block that jacket I made.
Pick me.
No, I should do it. You do so much for me. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to add, or should we wrap up episode 1?
Yeah? About it, Sarah. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'd really like to hear from you. And I don't know when episode 2 will be up, but we don't want it to be too long.
Press that like
and subscribe. Yeah, and stay tuned for our other social media, Instagram, Facebook, and and join us. It's going to be fun. Hopefully we can have some events and get more people in the community knitting, making things for themselves, for others, shop local. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, cheers,
Sweet.
Mom. Thanks for doing this with me. I love you.
togetherness. That's what it's all about.
Until episode 2.